The big question is, will Dak Prescott get paid by the time week 1 rolls around? He will. Him and the Cowboys will agree to a massive deal before the season starts. Dak will be locked up long term. Here's the reason why. The Cowboys don't have a choice. There is no other option for the Cowboys right now moving forward outside of Dak. They are forced to pay him. Because if they don't pay Dak Prescott, he plays out this year, and then I think if they don't pay him, he's leaving in free agency. If he leaves in free agency, let me ask you this question. What the hell are the Cowboys going to do moving forward? What is your answer, Jerry? What is your answer, Stephen Jones? What is your answer? Maybe Mike McCarthy. We'll see. He's also in the last year of his deal. What is your answer if Dak Prescott is playing his football somewhere else in 2025? You don't have a good answer. No name you could tell me right now is either realistic or better than Dak. So you don't have an answer. Because the Cowboys, number one, can't franchise tag Dak after this season. So it's either pay him or a massive amount of money or he leaves. There's no real middle ground here. And that massive amount of money is going to be $60 million. That is going to be the price for either the Cowboys or another team to lock Dak up long term. He will be, by the time his deal is done, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So if the Cowboys don't pay Dak, let's say, and let him go somewhere else, you're in a situation where there's really no other quarterback out there you can acquire. You're not trading for, again, Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts. And there's no one else on the free agent market that is comparable to Dak's play. So you're not trading for anyone else. You're not signing anybody else. You're not going to be bad enough to draft a quarterback high enough in the in the draft next year. And you're too good to tank. Like, the Cowboys are not an elite team, but they still have too many talented players to rip it all down if the quarterback leaves. So you look around right now and you look at the options for the Cowboys that's not Dak in 2025. You don't have an answer. You don't have, any sort of move you can make that has the fan base and has a team feeling good about their quarterback future. That's why I think the Cowboys will have no choice right now but to pay Dak the money he's looking for. Like, if you look at this, we'll call it stalemate. I don't know if you want to call it a duel. However, whatever adjective you want to use to describe right now the standoff happening between essentially Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott, no matter how this shakes out, Dak is the real winner here. He's the only winner here. Because, again, whether it's from the Cowboys or someone else, he is getting $60 million. Because if he reaches free agency, he is going to have a big-time market. Kirk Cousins, at age 36, coming off a blown Achilles last year, just got $45 million from the Falcons. If Dak, who's better and younger, and again, knock on wood, assuming he's healthy, healthier, he's going to blow that number out of the water. I mean, you look at teams that would be interested in Dak, he would have a market of, realistically, 6, 7, 8 teams that would be willing to pay him $60 million. So he's getting it no matter what. And the thing for the Cowboys is that you look at, like, this is not the first time, right, that they have dragged their feet and almost seem reluctant to pay Dak what he's looking for. This happened again a few years ago, 2020, 2021, when they eventually gave Dak the big-time deal. But in 2020, remember, they had Dak play that year out on the franchise tag. Jerry was very hesitant and almost felt forced when he paid Dak. I don't care what Jerry says publicly. His actions have signaled he does not truly think Dak is the quarterback to lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. I also would agree with Jerry. I don't think Dak is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. But at this point, what other option do you have? It's really Dak or nobody. Do you want Sam Darnold playing for you next year? Would you get all wild and crazy if Jimmy Garoppolo is the Cowboys' 2025 starter? Like, these are the options, the realistic options the Cowboys are looking at if they let Dak go, if they don't re-sign him. So with that being your alternative, with that being your future, you can't let Dak go. You can't let him walk out the building. By the way, getting nothing back in return for a top 10 quarterback, letting him walk scot-free. No draft picks, no players back in a trade. He is gone from your building. And you're sitting there holding the bag with no one you actually believe in. And by the way, Trey Lance, don't tell me he's an option. He is not an option. Not an option for the Cowboys in 2025 and beyond. So when you talk about the future right now and you look at Dak's situation, will he get paid, won't he get paid? I don't see how he doesn't. I don't see how we are not talking about Dak being the highest paid player in the NFL by the time week 1 rolls around. Because when all is said and done, the Cowboys really don't have an option. They could say, oh yeah, we could play it out and we don't have to pay him. Sure, technically, but that's really not reality. You can't afford to lose Dak for nothing, and you can't afford to be looking at a quarterback room or a quarterback room that is filled with crap when you still have Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Diggs. Like, they have a lot of young, talented players on this roster. You're not entering a rebuild. You're not tearing it down. So with no avenue to improve at quarterback, you only have one option for the Cowboys. It is paying Dak Prescott. They will get a deal done between now and week number 1. I promise you that.